Our lead story tonight coming from a book and revelation that perhaps, Vishnu, that's why there's so much focus when secretaries of state, foreign ministers, diplomats write books, because really this shows that how close India and Pakistan came to nuclear war in 2019. Tell us the details.
Absolutely frightening. In fact, let's bring you a few more details about this. In fact, India and the United States, in a new book written by the former US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, he indicates that the US and India were on the verge of a nuclear exchange in 2019 when, right after the Balakot attack, in which India struck a Pakistani terrorist camp. He says he received a phone call from the then Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj alerting him of the possibility of Pakistan preparing for nuclear strikes. But there's a lot more in that book as well. We'll come to that. But here are the key bits. Mike Pompeo writes, I don't think the world properly knows just how close India and Pakistan's rivalry came to spilling over into a nuclear conflict in February 2019. I was woken up in Hanoi, Vietnam to talk to Sushma Swaraj. And that ultimately after that conversation, he spoke to the actual leader of Pakistan, then the Army Chief General Bajwa. No nation could have done what we did that night to avoid a horrible outcome. Sushma Swaraj believed that the Pakistanis were preparing for a nuclear strike and that India was contemplating its own escalation. Now, elsewhere in the book, however, Pompeo says that he never considered Sushma Swaraj, the late minister, as an important political player, though he did get along with S. Jaishankar and worked closely with the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. Now, controversially, Pompeo writes about a conversation on Sushma Swaraj with references to her being a goofball and as a heartland political hack. My original counterpart, he says, was not an important player on the Indian foreign policy team. Now, this has had some pretty strong reactions. The External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has reacted. He says, I always held her in great esteem and had an exceptionally close and warm relationship with her. I deplore the disrespectful colloquialism used for her.
Right, so interesting revelations there. As many would say cynically, it will also sell the book, but actually frightening detail on a possible nuclear conflict, and interesting on how then Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan sidelined. He spoke to the man in charge, General Bajwa.